All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming live from our Joburg office. Good morning and welcome back to the opening bell with myself, Tshepo and Ashley. And this is brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy every Mondays to Fridays at 9, streaming live on YouTube. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Right now, we're back to business. This morning, the focus is on the crypto. All right, we're going to do an update since the last time we spoke about crypto. Things are starting to move, things are starting to shift. So we want to be updated. All right. So we've got Bitcoin, we've got Ethereum, and we've got Cardano as the three cryptos for this morning. All right. Later on in the week, we'll have a look at more cryptos. So now just looking at what's been happening since during the weekend this morning is that the liquidation heat map suggests that more short positions are now being liquidated. Remember last week we had a lot of long positions that were liquidated. Now, as the week progressed, those or that number went lower and reduced. All right. So now, as of this morning, right, or rather as of yesterday, there's a lot of short positions that are being liquidated. Right. So in total, there's about close to $370 million of positions in total. The majority of those positions are short positions, right? So this tells us a story. This tells us that either the market has hit a level where institutions or rather whales have been looking for before they buy. Because remember, last week they've been selling, all right? There was a battle, there was a fight between whales. Some whales are buying, some are selling. However, the banks continued to buy, institutions continued to buy and expand their reserve, right? But the market went down still. So there was pure manipulation, the battle between these whales. So now my theory was that this manipulation is such that these whales are looking for a better rate to buy. And when we looked at Bitcoin last week, I pointed out to the zone that the market is most likely going to come back to the zone. And then somewhere around the zone, we're going to keep an eye for any momentum towards the upside. You can see what happened, right? There was a possibility that price would have gone back down to the zone. There was that possibility. But now we have this price action and we're seeing a bit of momentum towards the upside. At this point, we can't say this is enough momentum for us to start looking for trading opportunities. Of course, we can. Nothing stops us, but we can. But we can't really confirm, all right? Unless you get us set up, of course. So what we're seeing here is we are looking at this resistance where we're seeing Bitcoin is most likely going to go back to the zone, right? It's most likely going to go back to the zone. And then from this zone, we'll see what will happen because we might get a retest of the zone and then price drops. So these are the two possibilities, all right? There's a possibility that price may give us one more push down, or there's a possibility that price will then continue pushing up. So this area becomes a very important area. We can see that on the left-hand side, there was support, price broke. Now it's going back, all right? So there's a possibility the market may give us one more push towards the downside before it goes up, right? Or it can continue pushing up from there. We just need to wait and see what's going to happen. But you guys can see what's happening, right? We've been talking about the market pushing towards the upside. We are seeing that there's a small build of momentum towards the upside. So it's interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. This might be the low. That these whales were looking for, right? This might be the area where these whales were looking for before they buy the market. So I'll bring you guys more updates on that, all right? So Bitcoin, expecting one more push towards the upside just to complete this. And then we'll come back and see what's going to happen there. If you take a look at Ethereum, we also spoke about it pushing back down to the zone before it goes up. There was a possibility also that it may come back down to the zone. All right. There was a possibility it may come back down to the zone. So we just looked at these possibilities and all we do is to react, right? We react to price. We don't try and predict what price will do. We look at these possibilities and then we learn to react from those possibilities. So there was a possibility that price will reverse from here or come back down from here. Whatever the case is, the market was going to go up. So now we have this. this area of resistance here, where we could see price going back to, right, this zone of resistance. And then from that zone, just like Bitcoin, there are two possibilities. We might get one more push down before price go up, or we may get that push towards the upside, right? Personally, I'm looking for buys, right? On Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptos, I'm looking for buys. So if price was to go down one more time, I'm not going to be in any sell. I'm just going to let this move go. And then whenever I get a move towards the upside, that's what I'm looking for, right? Just like gold, I'm interested in buying gold, not selling gold. And on the trading room, we spoke about gold on the trading room that is going to go up. So maybe just visit the trading room and look at what gold is doing right now, right? It is pushing towards the upside. But coming back to the cryptos, yeah. So Ethereum starting to move towards the upside. Let's see what's going to happen there. Are we going to get a push up? Let's see, all right? And then the last one is Cardano. Now, Cardano on the weekly time frame, this is what's happening, or this is what happened. Last week's candle is this candle, right? Last week's candle. Now, it came back to tap this low again, one more time, to tap this low, and then look at the activity from the buyers. So that week towards the downside suggests that there is a lot of buying pressure, right? And right now, there's a bit of a push towards the upside. So now, we are keeping a very close eye on what price will do with this outlook, right? With this outlook, we're constantly looking for this push towards the upside. So where the market is, we're anticipating this low to be the low, right? We're anticipating this low to be the low, and from there, the market push towards the upside. So on the lower time frames, there is a structure towards the upside. The market is creating structure towards the upside, but not enough for us to say we have completely changed, right? So let's just keep an eye on this. First things first, it seems like price is going back to this high. First things first, right? First things first, seems like price is going back to that high. So we'll see what's going to happen on that high. So at least for the majority of this week, one more push back to that high, and then we'll come back and see what's going to happen. But overall, we are bullish on the crypto. Right. So this is how things are looking, guys. Nice and simple, right? Nice and simple. Reading price, learning how to interpret price, learning how to interpret the fundamentals with price, and knowing exactly what you're anticipating price to do, right? You don't predict, you react to price. But as long as you understand your setups, you understand what confirms such movements, then you should be good, right? All that's needed is discipline. So guys, that's it from our side. We'll catch you guys back again tomorrow. We'll be active this week again. Catch us back again tomorrow. We're going to bring you guys more updates. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy and good luck.